Alright, so hey everyone, today we're gonna be finding out some pretty big secrets about Valorant and their agents and Kingdom. If you want more content like this, drop a like. Let's reach 30 likes today and I really appreciate the support. There has been a lot of unknown Valorant lore that we never found out, but finally the pieces of lore are finally connecting and we're starting to get a final story to what is going on in the Valorant universe. Something fun I noticed when looking into news network reporting on Kingdom, and very far off, like 4 months ago, we got some lore teasers that never added up. They said that they will tell us more in the future, but the design of the 7 is simply the Valorant logo with the first right. So what this actually means, so in pictures it's a lot easier to understand. So you can see here, this is pretty similar, right? So like this is the Valorant Kingdom Valorant logo, and this is some sort of the news logo that we see over here. So it really didn't make a lot of sense. Should we read into this? Probably not, but we'll do it into for fun. And you know, a lot of things that Valorant and Riot do actually tells us a story later on. So let's first point out the problems with this. If the VP wanted to covertly use media platforms to draw attention to Kingdom's wrongdoings, and that is VP as Valorant protocol, I can't imagine this redesign working. That being said, we're assuming the world known of the Valorant protocol's existence, with many of Valorant protocol members having previous employment under Kingdom, and that is probably, you know, a lot of them. Really, there's like half of the Valorant members are probably working or were working for Kingdom at some point. So for example, Viper and Omen. We assume that they had a hand in funding the protocol. Why bite the hand that feeds? Unless, of course, those supporters are long gone. So more than likely, if assume this is an intentional narrative element, this is another group wanting to expose truths. Think about it, Kingdom, with all their influence and monetary power, couldn't silence this news report? Unlikely. This would have to be a tabloid-type news broadcast, perhaps with a more organized and threatening group operating it. And it seems like we finally are seeing our antagonists back in action, possibly related to our friends pretending to be Kingdom and putting adverts for Breeze. And, you know, someone is putting adverts for that specific island. So what is actually going on? It seems like someone is trying to undermine Kingdom because this is happening right now. This is huge news. Definitely does kind of correlate with what we are seeing, especially if we correlate that the Valorant teaser is actually not from Kingdom themselves. And Valorant Hub also found something pretty important. So if we look over here, it says mysterious disappearance of, and then we can see, you know, the ship disappearing, where there is a huge Radianite stash, and they're using, you know, pumping out from the boxes, probably from the ship to the island itself, or vice versa. Maybe they're pumping from the Breeze map to the ship itself, which is really exciting news. Now this is a very old picture we saw before. Basically, Kingdom under fire, energy stocks stumble, Kingdom sees larger drop in a single day, and mysterious disappearance off. And at first we thought this was Yoru, right? So Yoru was kind of disappearing and the armor disappeared, but it seemed like it all connects now, and we're finally seeing what is going on. Kingdom is this big corporation that no one can actually access or destroy, and the Valorant agents are working on their best to actually destroy the Kingdom, plant some spikes. Maybe they even founded Kingdom by themselves and it went rogue. At this point, everything seems to act up and we're getting a lot more of lore story. IMO, International Maritime Organization number 924051500429, is a palindrome. IRL IMO numbers are only 7 digits. Could be intentional nod to the parallel universe mirrorverse phenomenon. So if you didn't know, Valorant agents could be fighting in actual universes or mirrorverses, so they're actually going back to the past, going back to the future, or going to different dimensions. Not really known at the moment, but what we do know is that Breeze has a lot of history that has not yet been discovered. It seems like it also gives us a lot more insight into lore. Valorant and Riot themselves have said that maps are gonna be telling a full story. Not, you know, Riot is not gonna give us information overall, but what we see with this ship, what we see with Breeze, what we see with Icebox and every other map, it will line up to a whole story, especially when we get a new episode 3 storyline. And if you didn't know, these are some new voices you have to hear. Now, this is a Radianite sound, so if you don't know what Radianite is, it's basically an energy source, and this is pretty exciting news. So it really does seem like that Radianite has some specific sound to it, which is really interesting. Especially, you know, we didn't hear what Radianite sounded like before, and this is really exciting news. Like, this sounds really scary to me overall, but I really like that if you go into the caverns at the Valorant Breeze map, you can actually hear such sounds and you can hear the pump. And overall, this was actually dynamite, and what we can see here is this is big pieces of information. It seems like there was a lot of Radianite on this island, but we're not sure if the ship came first, if the ship came intentionally. Seems like it was a mysterious disappearance, so somehow it was pulled in. Maybe it was used by a portal, maybe it was pulled in by a Radianite storm, and it's really exciting to see what's next for the Valorant agents. And here's what I do know. The Valorant agents are probably finding Kingdom because, well, they used to work at Kingdom. They maybe even founded Kingdom at that point. Maybe by some point, you know, it wasn't such a hostile organization that was taking money, making experiments on people, kidnapping samurais and Yoru. And it really does seem like now they're trying to stop this because they have a lot of information about Kingdom. They're trying to take down Kingdom with a lot of power. Now, Kingdom owns simply everything. What will the Valorant agents do? Tune in next time and I'll let you know. This is Valorant Fatman. Do leave a like and subscribe if you want more content like this. But what we do know for now is that Valorant agents will have a story for us in episode 3. Peace, guys.